You guys, winter is upon us, and that could be kind of stressful for anybody who's trying to keep their tortoises or pretty much any type of reptile outdoors during these months. So today I'm going to show you guys how I try and keep my Sulcata tortoises comfortable during these winter months. Stick around. What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing good, and I hope everybody is staying warm. Up here in Northern California, it is getting colder and colder, and we are getting into the coldest part of the year for us, which is the end of December through January. This is when it gets the coldest here in Northern California. We are back here at my dad's house, and for those of you who watched this channel when I first got these Sulcata tortoises, a lot of things have changed since then. So I want to show you guys that, and then I will show you guys how I'm taking care of my Sulcatas as the temperature gets a little bit lower and a little bit cooler. So out here for the past month, it's been in the mid 60s, mid to sometimes low 60s, sometimes upper 60s, but it's pretty much stayed in that 60-degree range. And that's not a problem for Sulcata tortoises. Sulcata tortoises are actually really cold tolerant. The problem was in the spot that they were at, their pen that I originally made for them, they weren't getting enough sunlight, direct sunlight. Most of their enclosure would be shaded for most of the day, and then they'd have a little patch of sun, but they would never go out to it. And so Sulcata tortoises, they don't actually hibernate. They don't even really brumate. They just kind of slow down their bodies, slow down their metabolisms, and kind of just chill. And so they weren't eating. They were just sitting in their dog houses all day, not really moving, not doing much. And it was kind of making me a little nervous. And so I decided, talked to my pops, and I decided to move them out into an area where they get a lot more sunlight. And so just for reference, this is where they were before. This is where their dog houses were in the back corner. And as you can see, it's 1 o'clock right now, and it's almost completely covered in shade. And that just, except for this little patch of sunlight right here. And so that just wasn't going to work for them. So I moved them, and I moved them to out here. So this is where they are now, and as you can see, a lot more sunlight, a lot more sunlight. So me and my girlfriend built just this little wall to go across, and they now get a ton more sunlight, and they were way more active. And so the sunlight is really, really, really important, and I'm going to tell you guys why. So let's say the temperature is only in the 50s, the mid 50s. I think that's what we're at right now. The temperature is in the mid 50s. Well, in the direct sunlight, it's going to be a lot warmer. So I just checked the temperature, and look at the temperature. 54 degrees, okay? 50, so it's 54 degrees. But then if I take a temperature gun and shoot it directly into the direct sunlight, let's see what the ground temperature is. $66 degrees. So that's a 12-degree difference between the air temperature and the ground temperature, and that will make a humongous difference for your tortoises. And it showed in mine. Once I moved Cheech and Chong out here, they started getting way more active, because if it's in the 60s, in the mid 60s out here, then that means it's going to be in the 70s in the direct sunlight. So super, super important. They started getting super active. They're not out right now because obviously it is still a little too cold for them, but it's worked out fantastically for them. I honestly would not be surprised at all if the tortoises end up coming out, because it is starting to warm up a little bit, and I can feel that heat here in the sunlight. I can feel it kind of warming up. So hopefully they'll come out at some point. But for right now, they're chilling in their dog houses. Okay, so now on to the care. So how am I caring for Cheech and Chong, and how am I keeping them comfortable during the winter time? So in the wintertime here, it's in the mid to high 50s during the day like it is now, and it's in the low 40s to high 30s at night. That's usually what our winters are looking like here. End of December and January, that's kind of what the temperatures are here. So Sulcata tortoises are very cold tolerant. Like I said in the beginning of the video, they're very, very cold tolerant, and they're really hardy, especially when they're adults or sub-adults like what I have. Babies, I wouldn't recommend keeping them out here outside in temperatures like this, but because they're sub-adults and they're about like 7 years old, you can do it. So the one thing about Sulcata tortoises is that they can stand the cold and they can stand the rain. But if it's cold and rainy together, that could be very detrimental to their health. So the first thing that I did when I realized, we just had our first rain last night, and the first thing I did when I realized that it was going to rain was I put a little pop-up tent above their dog houses, just for a little bit of extra protection and just to make sure that they had the shelter that they needed so that they wouldn't be getting wet. And the dog houses are completely covered, but I just wanted to be extra cautious, just for a little bit of extra protection. And I just wanted to make sure that their dog houses were protected and that they were staying dry and out of the rain. Because that is one of the main things, one of the main problems people have, is trying to keep them dry and warm at the same time. I guess also to keep the cords a little dry too, because electricity and water, they don't really mix well, I feel like living here in Northern California is like, it gets the coldest it could possibly get with you being able to leave your Sulcata tortoises outside. Anything colder than here, I would say you probably would have to bring them inside. But with heated shelters, then you can house your tortoises comfortably in this type of weather. Okay, so now let me take you guys inside and show you guys what it looks like on the inside of these enclosures. I made some of these flaps to kind of pull the hot air in. And then when we go inside, so that is Cheech. And so I got a heater right there that goes all the way up to the side of the wall. And then I got a heater right there. So I got 2 heaters in here. And then I just threw some of the hay inside. Kind of helps insulate a little bit, and they also just got some food in case they don't want to leave their hide. And so I actually have a thermostat in this one. You can see 76. Not too bad. 76 degrees in here. So if it's 54 degrees outside, that means inside of these hides, it keeps it 20 degrees, over 20 degrees warmer in the hide than outside, which in my book, that's pretty good. And this is Casa del Tortuga 2. And same setup. So heater over there, heater over there, and then the tortoise in the middle. This is Chong. What's up, Chong? Hi, buddy. I know. Coming to say hi? I know it's a little cold for you right now, buddy. But it feels warm in here. Oh, yeah. So in those 2 heated dog houses, it keeps it 22 degrees warmer inside than the actual air temperature on the outside. I think that's pretty good. That's really, really good. So that's pretty much it, you guys. I know today wasn't the most fun video, but I just know that it can be stressful keeping reptiles outdoors, especially during winter time. And I just wanted anybody who's if anybody's freaking out or stressing out, to know that you are not the only one, and that if you ever have any doubts, if you ever think like this isn't working out, then just move them inside. Move them into your garage, move them inside your house. Just don't take that risk if you don't feel confident enough that you think you could take care of them outside adequately. So that's pretty much it for today's video, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought. Let me know, do you guys agree with the way I take care of my sulcata tortoises outside? Do you guys disagree? Throw me some ideas for different ways that you take care of your reptiles outdoors during the winter time. I'd love to hear from you guys. I'd love to learn. You know, that's part of the reason why I made this channel, was not only to kind of help people, but also to learn myself, because I know there's people out there with a lot more knowledge than me. So throw some ideas down into the comments, throw some opinions down in the comments. I always go through them and read them. Until next time, everybody, my name's Pierce LaValle. This is Pierce's Planet, and remember, it's all about the reps, baby. Peace.